Hey y'all. Well, I'm back from church, and my husband and I have been talking about doing something. So every Sunday when we go to church after church, we always have a discussion about the sermon and how it relates to our life and how we can apply it. So we've been talking about doing this series called Sunday Rewind, where we talk about the sermon and we kind of go through and examine our life, and maybe it'll help someone else. If you hear how it applies to us, you can apply it to your life. And if you want to watch the sermon, we go to Bethesda at Midland. They do have a YouTube channel. Just type in Bethesda at Midland. So shout out to Pastor Paul Broussard. So this is the sermon from this morning. It is Matthew 13, and it starts. Oh, guess who's here with me? Jack, what verse does it start with? 24?
No, 44.
44. So we're going to start with Matthew 13, verse 44. And my remote is dead, so I had to stand up to get started. But I'm going to sit down now and let Jack read the verse.
So Matthew 13:44, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure buried in a field that a man found and reburied. Then in his joys, he goes and sells everything he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls. When he found one priceless pearl, he went out and sold everything he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a large net thrown into the sea. It collected every kind of fish, and when it was full, they dragged it ashore, sat down, and gathered the good fish into containers, but threw out the worthless ones. So it will be at the end of all ages. The angels will go out, separate the evil people from the righteous, and throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be a weeping and gnashing of teeth. Have you understood all these things? They answered him, Yes. Therefore, he said to them, every teacher of the law who has become a disciple in the kingdom of heaven is like its own owner of a house, who brings out of his storeroom treasures new and old. So that is Matthew 13:44 through 52.
And so, like, on the way home, we were talking about, this is about a treasure greater than earthly things, that the kingdom of heaven is a treasure worth more than any of the treasures on earth, and about, being willing to give up all the treasures on earth to get the treasures in the kingdom.
Yes.
And I know we were talking about, like, in our life, I mean, there are things that we've done where we've definitely had to sacrifice.
Yeah.
I mean, your job in fire service, you've been in fire service for well over, 25 years?
Yes. 28.
And so
28 to be exact, but yeah.
28 to be exact. But although, we've had to make a lot of sacrifices, and but we do that because of the greater good.
Yes.
And we believe that the good that you do for others is a bigger treasure than the things that we sacrifice.
Yes. I think that sort of goes into, like, another verse that was referenced during the sermon was Revelations 21:21, and I will read that to y'all also. The 12 gates are 12 pearls. Each individual gate was made of a single pearl. The main street of the city was pure gold, transparent as glass. So that is a reference of what heaven will be like once you get there. And a lot of things that we treasure on earth, like we base gold and pearls, and that's the highest aspiration. Everyone's looking to get gold jewelry and gold this and pearl necklaces. Well, you get to heaven, that's like a baseline. That's a baseline of what heaven's going to be like. So if you can imagine, all the riches on earth will never compare to what is in heaven. And I think the passage we read earlier is just saying more about, you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be 1 foot in the world and thinking that God is going to bless you. You because every blessing that we have on earth is all God related, and God is the author of all everything. So no matter how much money you make, no matter how many cars you buy, no matter anything that's worldly, it's all due to God. And if we go all in on God and not worry about the worldly things, then we're going to be blessed in the end. We're going to be blessed with the pearl gate and the gold streets and the streets of clear as glass.
Well, and I think that's where, like, I've learned a lot in the past few years because, I've always seen success in terms of money. Chasing the money. What's the next thing, to chase the money, to make a profit. And then, when I started McCutcheon Designs, like obsessing, what can I do to get orders? What can I do to make money? What can I do to get sales? And I think recently, with us taking over ownership and operations of the Southern Heritage Market, one of the things I've learned is it's not about chasing money. It's about something bigger.
Yeah.
And again, we've had to sacrifice. So, taking the Southern Heritage Market, and we said we were going to take it and we were going to turn it into a mission. Taking a market and turn it into a mission. And so we're using McCutcheon Designs, our business, as, even though it's not a nonprofit, but we do want to make it a discipleship and turn the Southern Heritage Market more into a ministry to reach out to the community and people, to help local families support themselves, help the nonprofits raise money for good causes, help businesses, help the community, help Ebenezer and raising visibility there. But that has also meant sacrifice for us personally. I mean, we have had to give up the money. It has cost us, money. We've had to just give up and let that go. It has cost us time, effort. And I think it's important to realize that passage about giving up the treasures of earth for kingdom treasure isn't just about physical things either, because we've also had to give up relationships with people. We've had to let some people go so that we can continue to do what we feel God is leading us to do in our purpose with what we're doing with our ministry and our discipleship. And so I think it's important to realize it's not just about money and physical things.
Yeah. So I think like the 3 key points of the message go back to comfort, control, and image. And it's what we deal with every day. We want to look right in front of others. We want to be in control of everything. And, you want to stay in that comfort zone. So a lot when you're trying to serve God, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to like just sort of almost have blind faith to a certain extent. So that you just trust that you're doing everything for Him, and He's going to bless you in the end. Some of that comfort, you get out of comfort zone, you have to give up control, because you're not in control, because He is in control. And I think that some of the stuff that we dealt with is these are just stories. I mean, your story might be completely different, but and it's not none of this. We're holier than thou or whatever. We're just trying to relate our experiences and our blessings, and we've been through many things and we've seen it to the end. So maybe just if we say one thing that changes your day or changes your outlook on the world and God, that we will bless you. And the other thing that you need to consider is you could be that one person that says something to change someone's life. So if you live your life daily with trying to do the right thing and do something for God, you're going to bless people more than any monies or riches or anything that you could ever have here on earth. And I think the people saving portion of this mission is the most important thing. So money doesn't matter and riches doesn't matter, as long as we're bringing people to God and saving their lives. So
You're really good at this. You should join me more often.
Mm.
All right, well, that's Sunday Rewind. Thank y'all. We are going to start a YouTube channel. So when I get that all set up, I'll put the link here. Read Matthew 13. Start with verse 44. Let us know what you get from it. Let us know your take on it and what you think. And make sure you go to Bethesda at Midland on YouTube and watch the sermon from this morning. Let's talk about it. All right. So everyone have a great Sunday. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, and I have to get up and press because my remote is dead. Sorry. Love y'all.